Okay, working our math journal again today. And so go ahead and get your math journal out. And we're going to go ahead and turn to our table of contents. We're going to go ahead and write in our table of contents what we're going to be working on today. So we're going to be working on word form. Sometimes I hear people say written form, but we're working on word form. And we're going to be working on pages 3 and 4. We're going to put some information on page 3, and then we're going to practice. We'll practice a little bit on page 3, and we're going to spend a little bit of time practicing on page 4 also. So one thing I forgot to tell you in the last video was on our little handout we put in there with the tab that's sticking out, it'd probably be helpful to put a little bit of tape on there. Since it's sticking out, and this is one of the first things we're putting in our journal, it's going to be sticking out there for a long time, and it's going to possibly get bent up a lot. So we want to go ahead and kind of laminate it a little bit, just like this here. Just take some, if you have some packing tape, that works real good, or just regular tape, or you might have even used tape to put some of your stuff in your journals. I've done that before because it's really easy to tape things in your journal, and sometimes it looks pretty neat. So that way it's kind of laminated a little bit. It'll hold up a little bit better. But let's go ahead and turn to page 3 right here. Okay, so we're going to be working on page 3, and inside your handout, in a file, if you have a printer and you can print this out, that'd be ideal. But if not, that's okay too. In the last video, we forgot to title our page before we started. We'll go ahead and do that. So we're working on word form. Word form. So we're going to take a little bit of glue and glue this. And basically this is just telling us how to spell all the words we have to write. Since I primarily teach a lot of math, I'm not a very good speller, so I like to have examples of how to spell words correctly. So I made this little handout right here. And if you don't, like I said, if you don't print it, take some time and write the ones. So it tells how to spell 1 through 10 right here, 11 through 20, or 11 through 20. Then it goes by 10, so you got 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and the word 100, 1,000. And we're not going to work with a million, but if you did come across that, wanted to just how to write a number up to millions, that's something you're going to be working on next year in 4th grade. So like I said, if you don't have this handout, take some time, write down these numbers and the correct way to spell them. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a number that you would be familiar with, that you would have worked on last year, and you worked up to 1,200. So we're going to work with, we're going to write this in standard form. So I'm going to write standard form. Standard form. That's how you normally write numbers. So if you see a question where it shows a number in word form and it's wanting you to write it in standard form, so you understand what the word standard form is. So we're going to work with the number 1,156. So typically in 3rd grade we use commas to separate the thousands place and the hundreds place. It just makes it a little bit easier to organize the numbers, make it, because when we get to 4th and 5th grade and we're working with a really large number up to the billions place, it gets confusing. So the commas kind of just help us separate the numbers out into periods, and we'll see that in one of our vocabulary activities we're doing later on. Okay, so we have the number 1,156, and you write it in word form the same way you say it. So we write 1,000, 1,000, A-N-D, okay? And just like we did in the number, I'm going to put a comma right there because we pause. Comma tells us to pause. And it also helps us separate out numbers, okay? 100, so 1 again, 100, 56, so that's 50, or that's 15, 56. So I'm going to go down the next line, 50, F-I-F-T-Y. Okay, and here's something that you would have learned this last year. So whenever we're writing numbers and they have, basically if they end in a Y, and that's all these 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So, and they have a value in the ones place. We're going to hyphenate that. So you put a hyphen right there. And 6. So write the word 6, 56. So this is how you write in word form. So just same way we say it. That's 1,156. 1,156. So 1,156. You write it the same way. Okay, we're going to practice another one. We'll get a little bit bigger this time, a little bit bigger. So in standard form, we'll write 1,000, do 444. Okay, so same thing, just like we started forward. 1, O-N-E. And it's 1,000, T-H-O-U-S-A-N-D, okay, comma, because we put a comma right there, 400, so 400, O-U-R-H-U-N-D-R-E-D, 400, 44. So go down the next line, 40. Remember, we hyphenate between the tens and ones place if there is a value in the ones place. 44. So since we have this in our journal, we have it right here. We have how to spell all the words. I expect us to spell the words correctly when we're writing numbers. I'm not too particular about spelling in most places because typically third graders aren't really good at spelling, and I'm a third grade teacher and I'm not very good at spelling. But I always try to have something to reference so I can spell things correctly. A lot of times I'm pulling my phone out trying to figure out how to spell things using my phone. But okay, so over here on the right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to practice this on your own. So I'm going to give you some numbers to write, and I'm going to give you the numbers in standard form, and I want you to go ahead and write the numbers in word form right below it. So the first number we're going to do is 1,111. Okay, I'm going to skip some lines here. We're going to do 3 different numbers here. I'm going to do 1,627. Skip some lines, give you some room to write. And 1,777. I'm going to put my comma to separate my thousands place and hundreds place. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and practice writing the numbers out. You reference your paper over here to how to spell it, or if you took time to write that out, write that, and you can also reference the practice that we did together right here. So go ahead and pause the video now and write those numbers for me, please. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to check your work. So 1,111. I am going to go ahead and write 1,000, THOUSAND, comma, 100, $11, and 11 is right there, 11. And that's how you write that first 1,111. You write it out in word form the same way you would in, same way you say it in standard form. The next one, 1,627. So that's 1,000, comma, 600, HUNDRED, 20, almost misspelled, TWENTY, 20, double check here, make sure I spelled it right, 20. Okay, remember we're going to hyphenate all the numbers that are 20 through 90 if there's a value in the ones place, and there is, and that's 7, SEVEN. So 1,627. Okay, and the last one. So we have 1,000, comma, 700, $70 over here, so 70, and we're going to hyphenate between the tens place and ones place. When the tens place ends in a Y, 7. So there's a little practice. If you want to do a little additional practice, okay, and maybe even try working with a number that maybe has a value in the 10,000s place. You could try that out and have your parents check it for you. And that's all we're going to work on for right now.